Hey viewers, welcome to another game of Casual Pro Gamer. Today we are doing another 1 versus 1 match. This is in fact the game number 2 between MStephano and a QuanticState. MStephano playing as the Zerg in the top left and QuanticState as the Terran in the bottom right. I don't know if this is, well, this is from DreamHack, but I don't know if this is a best of 3 or if these are just 2 random games. So I didn't really check. Maybe there's a game 3 as well. I just don't know, so just the fact that I have 2 up doesn't mean that they're connected in any way. Maybe it's even a best of 5 and I only have 2. Because these are the recommended games from, well, the site where I get my replays from. Yeah, so they may not actually be related. They're just from the same tournament. It doesn't mean they're game 1 and 2 in the way that I said. So this may not be game 2. It may actually be game 4 or 5 or 1. I don't know. Maybe even 3. No, I really don't know. Anyway, we're just, yeah, getting the same opening that everyone does. Supply depot into barracks. Last game he went for a different opening. And yeah, well, if you want to see that game, go watch it. But yeah, he went for a different opening, and that's fine. You can go for other openings as well. But this is the standard one, where you wall off your ramp until you have a few Marines out, and then you take your expansion and you wall off over here, or you just build buildings over here and hold off with your army. Whatever you want, you can basically do, well, a lot of strategies. And as you can see, a hatchery coming up. So the fast expansion here for the Zerg player, which is kind of the standard strategy, because the Zerg players tend to to fast expand to get that additional production capabilities out, as well as of course the extra economy. So extra gas, extra ability to well, have drones mine, although normally we don't see that many drones on Zerg players in the early game, so that they would actually need that. So here you see that he didn't actually wall off yet. So here comes the completion of that wall off, and the Marine actually seeing the Overlord, I think. Not sure, but I think he saw him. Or it. And going for that supply depot, I'm not really sure why people do that. I guess it's because it's in the way and they have nothing better to do. So might as well. So yeah, that way you can actually land a building over here if you want to, and otherwise you wouldn't be able to. So you can make the choice. I don't think it's really in the way for a Terran player. It's just that he has nothing better to do. And he now saw the Overlord coming in, and he's going to try to deal with that. The supply depot, yeah, they need to get like, I don't know, 50 more HP off, and then it starts to burn down. I don't know the exact number on that. It's when it turns to red. Okay, it's 115 or so, maybe 120. Yeah, and then it starts to burn down, so you don't have to attack it anymore. But we're probably not going to see any buildings landing in that exact spot. He just took it out because he could. It's like vandals, man. All that violence and destruction for nothing. Just because it's fun, but just because they can. Man, crazy. Today's society is just crazy. Here, setting things on fire. Just shouldn't do that. Although it is an eternal fire, which is pretty cool. So yeah, we have some Hellions coming out. I forgot to mention that, but it's all good. It's all good. The Zerg player actually anticipating Hellions, because he didn't see anything, but he anticipated this happening. So he built roaches, and roaches are very good against Hellions, and the other way around, definitely not true. So Hellions actually really bad against roaches. As you can see, they don't really do a whole lot against them. And he's going to have to pull off his SCVs, and actually going to have to, well, just give up. I don't think he can work with this. I don't think he can actually defeat this. So a tank comes out, but the tank is going to get focused hard by the roaches. It goes down, taking out one roach, I believe. And most of the roaches are low, as you can see. But that really doesn't matter, because the Hellions do so little damage to them that it's not going to be a whole big deal. And the roaches are now going to start focusing the add-ons, I believe. Yeah, especially this one. So the reactor getting focused there. And yeah, he just lost so much mining time that even if he can defeat this, which he can eventually, I don't think it's going to matter. I don't think he can come back from this. So the one roach is still left, and it is going to make it out. Yes, it is going to make it out. Cute. So, yeah, what do we have for the rest? We have a lot of workers killed, already 27 workers killed, and no workers killed for the Zerg player. So the Zerg player is just completely ahead. He's expanding again. He probably is going to take out this destructible rock pile. And yeah, some Hellions coming in, but Hellions, yeah, not really good at taking out hatcheries. It's not really their job. And yeah, the Zerg player is so far ahead. Let's see the income tab. Yeah, he is about 60% ahead in the income. That's a pretty big deal, obviously. Especially if he can keep that up. If he keeps harassing this economy a little bit, then he might actually be able to keep that up. Of course, the Terran player is going to launch some of his mules, and the mules are going to increase that income to about the same amount, and that makes it it's going to be useful again. But now the Terran player coming in to snipe some drones, and yes, he did get 3 drones, and is that going to be good enough? Well, no. So 6 drones total. We saw 3, but 6 drones total. Oh, the rest was over here. They're still in. So yeah, no defense apparently for the Zerg player. And oh, actually has the afterburner now, or the pre-igniter, sorry. The pre-igniter, which means that he has some extra damage to those well, to those low units only. Yeah, well, light units. Yeah, that's what I meant. To the light units. And he's going to try to snipe some drones, because that is his only hope. And yeah, he's going to try to do that, but now there is a defense, and look at that, beautiful defense. He has 2 hatcheries here, spawning new drones or whatever he wants. I guess he is building some new drones, yeah, but he also has some Zerglings coming up, and the Zerglings, of course, really bad against those Hellions, because, well, Zerglings are light units, and Hellions are made to combat light units, literally. That's why they're made. And yeah, they are going to do a ton of damage to those light units, so to those Zerglings, to those drones, and yeah, those. Roaches, of course, that's a completely different story, but look at that, just one-shotting the drones, well, with all 3 of them, of course. So you need 3 shots on a drone to kill it, but if you have 3 of them, you can one-shot a whole bunch of drones in one shot, or in one go. And yeah, he's trying to come back. He's actually at 27 to 20, but still has way more units killed. And yeah, the what are you called? Mutalisks are coming in. Wow, the missile turret's already up. He probably saw that at some point. He saw the spire coming up and knew that, well, the combat, the best trick to get rid of Hellions is, of course, to go air units. And the best air units to do that, well, the only air units to do that. No, you have 2 air units to do that. But the best air unit to do that would be the Mutalisk, and so the Mutalisk is going to be the unit of choice, and missile turrets are really good against Mutalisk, because yeah, as you can see, Vikings not so good. Definitely not so good. The Thors, yeah, they are going to be good as well, but it is going to go down eventually. It did get quite a few shots off though. And yeah, with nothing left to build, he couldn't get anything back up. He didn't build enough missile turrets. Probably didn't expect this big a group of Mutalisks, because there were actually still 10 Mutalisks remaining, and that was just in one group. So yeah, pretty decent attack there with the Mutalisk. I really thought he could hold it off because he had turrets out already, but he only had one over here, didn't manage to repair it, and one over here, which actually kept his base pretty safe. But yeah, normally we see people building like 3 missile turrets because they're really cheap. They're like 75 gold, something like, or minerals, something like that. And if you can keep repairing them, then they stay alive forever. That's why we often see them near the mineral lines. This was just a little bit too far out and couldn't really hold it. And yeah, great move from our Zerg player here. MStephano wins. Hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time. GG.